All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Deal Heal Fulfill community. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. I am your host, Ernest James. Welcome to the community. To all you guys that are new, I usually try to come in around this time, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time here in Chicago, just about every day. I try to come every day. So far, so good. I think I only missed like one Friday or something, and I don't think I came in on Martin Luther King's Day birthday. But I think I've been here every weekday since then. Besides that, so again, welcome to the Deal Heal Fulfill community. We are a community built around helping each other to deal, heal, and fulfill. To deal with our problems, to heal from the pain, and to fulfill our purpose. And one of our main purposes of joining together is to support one another in all of our endeavors, whatever it is that we're doing. So again, welcome, guys. Make sure that you guys do me a favor. Hit that invite button. Hit that invite button if you're inside of the community. Hit that invite button to invite your suggested friends. Facebook will give you a list of about 10 friends just off the bat. So make sure you hit those 10 friends or just invite everybody, right? Invite all your friends, right? We're always looking to grow this community. So anyone that you think will get value from the community as well as add value to the community, make sure that you invite them, hit that invite button, send out at least 10 invitations to your suggested friends. All of you guys who are new members and current members, make sure that you fill out the form in the featured section or on the post that says welcome to the community. Inside that post, there is a link for a form for you to fill out that will get you a free gift from me as a way of saying thank you for being in the community. It also gives you some amazing information about the community and some other things that we do. So make sure that you guys are filling that out to get your free gift from me. Also, excuse me, make sure that you guys are signing up for your Meet the Community interviews. That is when I interview members of the community to promote them inside of the community. Because I know you guys are awesome, but everyone else don't know that you're awesome because they don't know that you're here. So make sure that you guys sign up for our Meet the Community interviews. That way you can be interviewed inside the community to be exposed to everyone in the community for them to know who you are, what you do, and how they can support you. So that's that. Again, my name is Ernest James. For those of you who don't know, my mission is to help people to deal, heal, and fulfill, to deal with your problems, to heal from the pain, and to fulfill your purpose. That is my whole deal. And so I just come here, and I get to talk to you guys when I don't have a guest. And also make sure that you guys, if you guys are interested in being a part, if you're interested in being part of our administration, part of, coming on and helping me run this group and to add some things to it that you think it may need. Definitely we are a growing space, a growing community. And I always say it's not just my community, it is our community. So I want you guys to have just as much input as I have in putting things out here to make this community a valuable resource to all of us. So today, today I want to talk a little bit about going back a little bit to Friday, right? So Friday's topic, I talked about loving the life that you live, right? And the way to do that is really by figuring out these spaces that you're in and making the adjustments within those spaces in order for you to have a life that you enjoy in every area. And I talked about it Friday. That shout out to my hiking circle that I started hiking and really enjoyed it. And that circle is growing so fast. But I found something that I really enjoyed, right? And went on a couple hikes, and I'm just like, man, I really like this. And I thought to myself, what if I could actually live a life that I enjoyed every aspect of it, right? And you guys can go back and watch the video from Friday. I'm not going to do the whole thing over, but the reason why I'm bringing that up, because it kind of goes into today, because I had the opportunity to share that same message with a couple people over this weekend, and it was just amazing that it just kind of lined up and just kind of came up in conversation. But you know what I found again in that circle of hikers that I started with, and you know being in this space with people that I really enjoyed, it kind of led me into yesterday. So yesterday I had a meeting with some of the guys that I'm in a group with, right? I talk about our different spaces and different communities that I'm in. I'm in a lot of communities, right? But in one of my communities, there's a group of men, and we actually met yesterday on a Zoom call. We did like a check-in, and just checking in on each other, seeing how we were, filling each other out, making sure that all of us were, in a good space, mentally, physically in some cases, but really just having that safe space to talk amongst each other. And during that experience, really being able to communicate with your brothers and, be vulnerable in some spaces, I started to think about, going back to Friday, like, what if we could build these spaces in our lives where we really enjoy and where we're able to connect with people in every area. And then I also went back to another conversation I had yesterday with when I could do it live at 3:30 on Sundays, right? I go live with some young ladies that we've just been going live and having different conversations. But yesterday we talked about mentorship, and we also talked about leadership. And so in that space, we were able to have a conversation just about how we learn from each other, right? And how even we come together in these different spaces and groups, similar to what I was talking about, and we learn from each other, and we mentor each other, we share advice and share, information with each other. And it just really got me looking at the different spaces that I'm in, and the different communities that I'm in that really add value to my life, right? And so I thought about it, and I'm like, well, how do we do that? How do we build those circles for those of us who don't have that? How do we build that tribe? How do we build that community that will be able to support us in the way that we want to be supported? And so I just kind of wrote down a couple of things that I thought was kind of, the way that I did it. I didn't go, deep doing too much research in it or anything, but just kind of going from my own experience and saying, well, how did I begin to build these communities? Like, what did I do? And so I just wrote down like 5 things that I'm going to talk about briefly today, that if you want to build your tribe, or if you want to find your tribe, your community of people to love you, to support you in whatever it is that you're doing, there's a couple of things that you might want to do, right? And so number 1, I said, find a common theme. Right. So a lot of times we feel like we're the only one, right? It's like, man, I'm the only one. I don't have, a great friend circles. I don't have this and that. But find the people that are doing something that you like to do, right? Find the people that have something in common with you, right? Don't try to find everything in common, but just that one thing. So I talked about my hiking circle. We have hiking in common. I talked about my mentor circle. We have being mentors in common. My entrepreneurship circle. We entrepreneurs. So everyone don't answer all the calls. They don't answer all the calls in or check all the boxes. But the boxes that they do check, they are strong in that area. Let me turn this off real quick. They are strong in that area. Thank you. So when we're looking to build that tribe, when we're looking to build our communities, find a common theme. Again, I found the hiking circle. I had never been hiking. Kind of liked it, the thought of it, but I'd never been. when I started going, met these beautiful people. It was probably like 7 of us. Went on our first hike, started a hiking group with the 7 of us, and that hiking group is now to over 100 people in that group now. But all around the same theme, all around hiking. Now, since we've been in that thing, since we started hiking, we have met on other spaces and been able to, talk about other things and support each other in other ways. But the bond of that group is built around hiking, right? And so when I think about, my entrepreneurs and my entrepreneurs group, me and the young lady Veronica White of Help from a Sister, of Help from a Sister, we actually met at a podcast event. We actually met at a podcast event that we were in the same space or the same thing, was interested in being learning podcasting, and we connected there and started a entrepreneurs group that started with 4 of us originally, and now I think we may be up to if not 100 people, close to, who have been to our meetings that we have once a month, every third Friday of the month. We hold a entrepreneurs meeting that we go over different things. We learn different things, and we'll also go over the things that we are creating together. We're doing several events this year. But going back to what I said, me and Veronica met at a podcasters event, a common thing. We're into podcasting. And then we went on to create this entrepreneurs group. Again, another thing. We meet here at the entrepreneurs group with other entrepreneurs. Again, being able to support each other outside of the group in other spaces, but actually coming together in that like-minded theme of entrepreneurship. So when you're looking for your tribe, you're building your tribe, you only need one thing. You only need one common theme that you all share together, that you all love together, and you can build around that thing to make it to become whatever it is that you want it to become. Excuse me, let me drink something real quick. Sorry about that. My throat is scratchy this morning. Anyway, so that's number 1. Find a common theme, right? Find a common theme that you all have in common, and then you guys can start to build around that thing. The second thing is, what is your goal? What is the reason of you guys meeting, right? So even though you have a common love for something, you still have to do something with that love, right? You still have to do something with that theme. You just can't meet and say, hey, you're a hiker, I'm a hiker, let's meet together. If we're going to meet, there has to be a reason. So with the hikers group, we meet so that we can hike, right? We create events or create opportunities for us to join together and actually go on hikes. And I'm really looking forward to next weekend, because I haven't been hiking since the beginning of the year. I think I went on New Year's Day. We did a hike. And I don't think I've been hiking since then. So like the whole month of January, besides January 1st, I think I haven't been on a hike. And, my people still been at it. They've been at it. They begin to it. And I've been missing. So I'm looking forward to next weekend, because or should I say this weekend, because I plan on doing something, right? Getting out there and doing something. But again, we're building around this theme of, hiking, whatever that theme is. Whatever your theme is, you have to have that theme. That's what joins you together. And then once you get together, then you got to have a goal. Why are we getting together, right? And so again, in the hiking group, we come together to hike. And the entrepreneurs group, one of the things that we did, we had the conversation, not last year, but the year before last, 2023. We had the conversation of, we had been meeting for some time at that time, and we were, coming together, sharing information and things of that nature, but not really being active outside of the group. And so we had the conversation at one of our meetings that No longer are we just going to get together just to get together. Yes, it's good to come in and network. It's good to come and share ideas, but let's do something. Let's do some. We're all here. Let's do something. And so we started creating events. So last year we did our first single parents conference, which was our first event of our entrepreneurs group, and it went well. We enjoyed it. So this year, 2025. We are doing several events together, but that was our goal. We changed our goal from just meeting and networking to actually let's start moving forward. Let's start being productive and let's start producing. And so we started producing these events that we're having several events this year. Again, our second annual Single Parents Conference is this year, as well as a daddy-daughter dance for dads and daughters of all ages. We'll be having this year a networking event. We'll be having this year also. It's another one. Also a surviving suicidal ideation event, which we did last year in person, a live event. And then we will be doing another live event this year. So again, we came together as one theme, right? Then we had a goal. So our goal now is to continue to build and have live events, actually do events for us to, come together and, be doing some things and making some things happen. So we started to do that. Number 3, get to know one another. So when you're building these spaces, right? When you're building these spaces that you want, you're building your tribe, you're building your community, you have to really get to know each other. And that takes a little work, right? To be able to be vulnerable, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But to open up yourself, like, this is who I am, right? I want you guys to be able to support me, but I want to support you guys as well, right? I don't want to just have this not organization, but I don't want to just have this tribe just to have it. Like, yeah, we do have a common thing. We do have a common goal, but in order for us to be successful in our goal, in order for us to be successful in the things that we're trying to create, we have to have a reason why we're doing it, right? And we have to be able to get to know one another, get to know one another's heart, get to know one another outside of the community, because the more we get to know each other in our everyday lives and really get to know each other as individuals outside of our community or outside of our, whatever our tribe is, the more we can bring to the tribe, because now we're beginning to trust each other more. Now we're beginning to know each other, our ins and outs, our likes, our dislikes, and we begin to grow in that space. So we got to get to know each other, right? And so that's the third thing. The fourth thing is we got to create boundaries. We got to create boundaries. We got to create rules to our tribe. So there are some tribes that may be built around, I'll take the grief area for right now, for example, because I am connected to some young ladies and connected to some people in the grief space of grief, because that is one of the things that I talk about as being a survivor of some deep grief and depression. I'm very open about those conversations. However, when we're in these spaces that we create for each other, whether it's our tribe or a community that is created around grief, sometimes we are able to express ourselves. We make the space safe for us to express ourselves. But one of the things that we have to put in place is a boundary or a guide that says what happens in these meetings cannot be discussed outside of it. Like, we can discuss it amongst each other, but once we go outside of the sacredness of our group, we cannot, talk about what we talked about. We can talk about our experiences, but we can't share other people's experiences that they may be dealing with to people that's outside of that circle. Right. So we got to have those boundaries in place. We got to have those rules in place that govern how we're going to operate inside this tribe, how we're going to operate inside this community, because we don't want to just be out here doing stuff. Right. We don't want to be out here breaking disturbing the trust that we have built with one another because we're just out, we don't have any guys and we're just out here moving around. No, we want to have, we want to create boundaries. We want to create guides. We want to create rules of how we're going to operate inside this tribe. What's acceptable? What's not acceptable? What are we here for? How are we going to support one another? And it's good to have these rules or these guides put in place, because when different things arise, when different situations arise, if we've already have an agreement on how we're going to operate with these new things that arise, then it makes it more easier for us to operate within the group, and the group runs smoother. Our tribe runs smoother, because there will be hiccups along the way. There will be people that come in with the wrong mindset. There will be people that come in and just because they're going through something outside of the circle, they bring that energy into the circle, into your tribe, into your community, and you might have to adjust that temperature in the room to keep things where you want it to be. But if there's no boundaries set, if there's no guidelines set, if there's no conversation of what are we aiming to do and how we want to create this space where it's meaningful for everybody, then things can get out of hand. So you want to make sure that you have those boundaries. And lastly is be willing to be vulnerable in order to build the trust that you need in order to get the support that you need, right? So again, when we talk about what I mentioned about like my hiking circle, right? My hiking circle is built around hiking, right? So it's not necessarily a vulnerable space, you know what I mean, where we'd be vulnerable, but there was a recent someone shared that they wanted to be out, with us and hiking with us, but they had a death in the family, right? And so that's why they weren't there. And so we were able to support them in that way, giving our condolences and our prayers. But because we have built this circle of trust, as just in the space of hiking and enjoying each other's company and building a healthy environment for all of us to be able to enjoy, that person felt vulnerable enough or safe enough to be vulnerable amongst us and say, hey, I'm dealing with this, outside of our circle, but I'm dealing with this thing in real life. And we were still able to support them inside, outside of the circle, even though that's not what the tribe necessarily was built off of, right? But you want to be able to have that same trust, that same value, that same love for one another, be vulnerable enough to be open, to share your heart, right? And you want to build that so everyone have that same thing. So no matter what's the reason that you guys gather, whatever that theme is, whatever that goal is, you still want it to be such a safe space that you're able to bring up these other things that have nothing to do with why you're meeting, right? But the relationships are so strong and the support is so strong that you're able to be vulnerable with whatever that you're dealing with outside of your circle and still get that same support outside of the reason why you're meeting, the reason why you built your community. Still get that same amount of support for things that's going on outside of it, right? And so that's what you want to do. So again, today, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I really had a good weekend this weekend, just in reflecting back on those conversations and how they all kind of lined up together, still kind of building off Friday's Friday's live of living the life that I enjoy, and then be able to have these conversations in different areas and realizing how important it was to really build those support groups, really build those mentor groups, really build those bonds in every area of your life. To get a mentor, we was talking about mentors on the live that I did yesterday with our can't even think of the name of it right now, but our lives that we do every Sunday at 3:30, and we're talking about mentorship. And And we talked about getting a mentor, having a mentor in every aspect of your life, right? Having a mentor that helps you to be a better mentor, having a mentor that helps you to be a better husband or wife, a marriage mentor, an entrepreneurship mentor. Just like in every area of your life, you want to have a mentor, but not only have a mentor, but you want to have a tribe. You want to have some people that you can go to build in that area. And so that's just where I am in my life, really, is building these different communities and different areas of my life, and really being able to enjoy being a part of each one. Again, building that life that I love, right? Building that life that I enjoy. And so just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, we're talking about building your tribe. Number one, find a common theme. Find a common theme that you're built around. That's the easiest way to start your tribe or your community. Again, I got to stop saying again. I say again too many times. Find your common theme. When I started the hiking circle, I started it around building a team or building a group around hiking. And of course, like I said, we went from 7 people to now over 100 and some people. So find your theme. Number 2, what is the goal? What is the goal of us coming together? We have this common theme, but now that we've come together around this theme, what is the goal of the group? Our hiking group, again, was to meet and to go on hikes and enjoy each other's company in a safe environment with no other objections, not objections. Can't think of the word I want to say, but without no other things but to just enjoy each other. Because one thing we found in the hiking circles, there's a lot of thirst traps and people looking to hook up and all this stuff. But it's like, no, that's not why we're here. We're building a safe space for us just to come together and really enjoy the reason why we came together, which is to enjoy our environment, enjoy being around each other in a safe space as we enjoy our hikes. That was our goal. Number 3, really get to know each other. We've had times where we went on hikes, and then after the hike, we get together and we sit down and have lunch together, where we're able to have conversations about our lives. Realize, some of us grew up in the same spaces, some of us knew the same people in different spaces. Some of us, went to the same schools. Just really finding out, getting to know one another. Number 4, create boundaries for your group, for your tribe, your community. Create guidelines, create boundaries, make sure everyone operates within those guidelines, within those boundaries, so that everyone feels safe, everyone feels heard, and everyone feels supported. And lastly, number 5 is be willing to be vulnerable enough that you may get the support that you want and get the support that you need by being vulnerable yourself and giving trust and building trust, so that once everyone understands that they can trust you, then they will begin to share of themselves, and you realize how much you can trust them, right? So that is all I wanted to really talk about today. Again, building this tribe, just building these spaces on this journey that I'm in, of building a life that I love. And I think I'm really going to press into that this year, because that's my reality right now. And I think I'm going to press more into it, maybe even do some research on it outside of just my own ideas and my own experiences, but really getting into that, building a life you love. I think it's something there, definitely something there for me. That's why I'm sharing with you guys. But I think there's something there. We're going to work on it. We're going to look into it. So again, thank you guys. Welcome you guys. And thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for being a part of the Deal, Heal, Fulfill community. Make sure that you guys continue to add to the community. Let me know what you guys want to see here, what you guys want to build here. Because again, it's not just my community, but it is our community. I want you guys to add value. So, at any time, any day, you guys can come on with me and we can have some conversations, or I could just let you guys, talk to the community in order to share what it is that you want to share. Before we get out of here, make sure that you hit that invite button and invite your suggested friends, those top 10 friends, or just invite all your friends. Tell them, come on, become a part of the community. Come get some value, come add some value. Let's grow together. Wednesday is podcast day, podcast release day. Every Wednesday is the Deal, Heal, Fulfill. No, Deal to Heal with E. James podcast comes out every Wednesday. Also, this Friday, which is the first Friday in February, we will start releasing the Girl Dad Discussions podcast episodes again. So this Friday is also a podcast release day, which will be the Girl Dad Discussions podcast. So we're looking forward to that. Also, if you haven't already, sign up for your Meet the Community interview so that we can interview you and introduce you to the rest of the community so they can know how awesome you are and also how they can support you. And that being said, again, thank you guys for being a part of the Deal, Heal, Fulfill community. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I look to hear from you guys more. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I think we have some Meet the Community interviews that we will be doing tomorrow with some people that signed up. Great people that we're going to introduce to you all in the community tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. So until next time, you guys, be blessed.